Hey, how's it going, everyone? Justin again, as always. Thanks for watching my channel. Welcome back. So officially, I've gotten everything moved out of the US General 56 and the Jamestown and moved most of it over to the 4S. This was not as spacious as I thought it was going to be, which is okay because, you know, that we are limited on space for the meantime until I get the hutch and then eventually the end locker. But most of my important day-to-day tools, plus specialty tools and some diagnostic equipment to include pressure testers, pullers, things like that, all managed to make themselves fit within this box. I did have some twosies and threesies. I did give Joey my old Cornwell Torx bits and Allen bits, and I think there was maybe some sockets too that I gave him and an old trim tool. Those items I've got, you know, plenty of, especially with the Capri set that I just got. That thing's awesome. The unfortunate thing is that I still don't have any organization just yet. There have been a handful of very helpful people on the Instagram forum when I reached out to ask what kind of organizational ideas that they might have that they wanted to share. I think there was a few people actually that all said the MATCO pegboard style socket organizer, so I think we're going to go that route. It is a little bit costly. I think it comes in at around 200 bucks. So I don't know what's all entailed with that, to be honest. But I know that at this point, blow molded cases with sockets is not going to work for this drawer. We are going to do a tour. I am going to show you how I have this thing laid out. Before we get into the tour, if you're not a subscriber, make sure to be my bud and tap on that little jar of suds down there in the bottom right-hand corner. We'd appreciate it. Don't shake it up too much by tapping it too hard, because then it'll just start overflowing and get all over the place. Also, if you're already hitting the notification bell, you should consider doing that so you will be notified when I post my next Mechanic Insight video or my next tool review video, or if you just simply want to hang out with us on TGIF where we have a blast on live stream, right? None of the live streams saved, so you kind of got to be there if you want to be a part of it. All right, let's go ahead and roll right on into this MATCO 4S toolbox tour as of how I have it laid out currently. All right, let's go ahead and get this first drawer open because it is going to be the worst drawer until we get the organization going. So right here in the corner, I've got these Vector Tools spline drive sockets. These might come in handy if we're working on European, BMW, stuff like that. I've also got the MATCO oil filter socket set. And this is a must for anyone that has to change oil on any new car. It's going to cover the canister style sockets. Tuck that back in here. All right, you guys probably already know what these two sets are, but that is the Sunex Universal 1/4-inch magnetic sockets. These things have been pretty awesome. I have thoroughly enjoyed using them. All right, and these are the regular MATCO magnetic socket set, but this set is also pretty awesome to have. I will put Amazon affiliate links to some of the products that I have within this toolbox for your convenience and easement in the description. All right, here's just a whole mess of stuff. You guys can see what I got going on here. This is the MATCO square plug sockets. You guys have seen me use those. Then the MATCO ADV. Triple square short impact ones, the 30mm 12-point. Got the gear wrench ratchets right there, the monster spark plug sockets, my oversized sockets, 1/2-inch chrome sockets. Yes, I wanted these in chrome because they don't soften up like most of the impact ones do, and for cylinder head work, they're awesome to have. Same reason for these 12 points and 3/8 drive, specifically for that 13mm, where's your at? Right there, for Jeeps. So that comes in handy, mostly because of the barreling and the broaching. Okay, this thing will get over the stud. It's the only socket I found that can do that. We got the Icon swivels and SAE and metric. Why am I gonna need SAE and metric over at the dealership? Because I'm gonna be heading up the used car department. So we're gonna need both. I feel like we'll need both. Time tells all. There's my mid-size gear wrench. There's my 1/4-inch swivel gear wrench. There's my snap-on impact. There's the Tecton 1/2-inch. There's the snap-on super stubby Allens. The whole E-Torx, Tamper Torx, Allens, SAEN, metric, and the Capri set. And then of course the ratchets that I decided to have here. Little 1/4" one. We got this 3/8 super long snap-on. That's gonna work out well for us. Super long MATCO 1/4", super long 1/2 inch, okay? And then I got the stubby one here. So really putting the gear wrench to the full test. You see how there's just too much chaos kind of going on right now, but it's all good. All right, second drawer. This one was kind of a challenge because I have so many wrenches and now I have no slots to put the pry bars in, right? So what am I gonna do with all that? So I just kind of laid them in here, left the tray in here for the trim tool set, the Icon crow's feet, my 1/2 inch torque wrench, the indexing pry bars, the straight one, and the Toyota spanner wrench. The long screwdrivers, all that kind of stayed up in here with the midget or the stubby style snap-ons, the elbow style Craftsman's, the slight, was it 5 or 7 degree offset Craftsman's, the double ratcheting flex head MATCOs, and the non-ratcheting, non-flex head snap-ons. Then I got this Craftsman weird U-shape, moon shape, and the distributor wrench. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about as far as too many wrenches, but in here, every other wrench I pretty much just tossed in there. Believe me, this has a lot of wrenches in here. It's a very heavy drawer, but it handles it so well. All right, this next drawer, kind of a waste of space, right? Look at all those blow molded cases. Yeah, I know, but it looks good and it's organized. So I got the snap-on screwdrivers, took the MATCO ones home, got the snap-on pick set here, the VIM putty knife set, the Icon hose pick set, and a couple of snap-on screwdrivers there. Next drawer, this is the pliers. So I did go to Harbor Freight. I bought 2 racks for the pliers. Everything else that I couldn't fit like this, I just laid it down into a pile. And then I put my little bungees right there. Next drawer, kind of bleak, but it's okay. I put the pneumatic fan clutch wrench there and some fittings that go to my air hammer and the blowgun. This drawer, kind of that oops, oh crap drawer, right? So I've got the rethread kit, drills, left-handed drill bits, some carbide bits, the plastic riveter because Chrysler loves plastic rivets, the die grinder, the 1/2 inch Earthquake, the 1/2 inch MATCO RPM all day, and then the snap-on cutoff with some of the cutoff wheels, and then the tap sockets. I'm not gonna pull everything out because you guys have seen all the stuff that I usually have in the overflow in the bottom drawers. But I was able to make absolutely everything that I would need for any engine or transmission work pretty much fit in this drawer, which was pretty awesome. This drawer, this is the power drawer. And I actually do have one cable plugged in that supplies power to the power drawer. So it's kind of chaotic right now, but I've got the DeWalt's in here, the snap-on 3/8 long reach, the 1/4 inch, the 1/2 inch beast. We took the DeWalt 1/2 inch XR home. Probably gonna send that one off to me again, Dave. Yeah, everything's charging up, man. And this is the snap-on Zeus charging station. Once I get the hutch, it'll go up there. And then I'll bring in some more magnetic trays. But for right now, magnetic trays, that's all I kept here. Everything else went home. All right, let's go ahead and pop this drawer open real quick. So in here, now this is kind of sad because as I was putting stuff in here, I noticed that somebody at the shop had lost one of my Lang alignment tools. Okay, I haven't seen it since we were working on the 6 liter, neither has Joey. Lord knows where it went. But I have my seal and race driver kit right here. The dual piston brake retraction tool, punches and chisels. Snap-on still hasn't showed up. I'm still keeping these until I can get them warranted out. Then we'll bring the cobalts into play. Seal pullers, some brake tools, and those are all my hammers. And those are the Mayhew brass drift punch set, okay? All right, bottom drawer. This gets heavy too. But this is all my pressure testers, okay? Every pressure tester in here, plus my snap ring pliers, everything fit in here to include my timing light, air gun, and some chains. That's pretty much everything that's in that drawer. Love the depth of that drawer. Works out so well. All right, we're gonna start with the bottom on this side. So in here, I've got my beef jerky, hot sauce in a Ziploc. This is a vacuum gauge. That is actually the Harbor Freight vacuum gauge, but the case would not fit in this toolbox. I had this old Snap-on tin that my dad gave me, so it fits just fine in there. In fact, that is, once upon a time ago, what was in here was a vacuum gauge, so it worked out well for my Harbor Freight one. What happened to the Snap-on one? Well, it was broken and it was old, but the case was still good. Just some lubricants, some probes, things like that. Things that you guys have all seen before. Multimeter, lead set, collapsible magnetic trays. You see how nice those fit in there? All right. This drawer, nothing too crazy, mostly like a lube kind of drawer, right? So we've got the filter, oil filter removal tools, the hose tool, the clamp tool, and then my weird bendy magnet thing. Another OEM trim tool here, hood prop, and then the plastic trim tool kit that Shane gave us. This drawer, kept it pretty simple and basic. Got the drive belt kit. This is the serpentine belt tool, drive belt tool kit from GEARWRENCH. The Snap-on 3/8, the 1/4 inch with the GEARWRENCH digital, and a tape measure. This drawer, you guys saw that. Wrenches, ratchet wrenches for days. I had to get rid of the case for these little icons, but they're coming with. This drawer here, kind of like my little miscellaneous drawer, but it's an important one at that. Feeler gauges, mirrors, files, Schrader valve removal tools and rethreaders, non-marring seal pullers. These are the Mayhew ones, the non-marring seal pick set. Same here, this is the Titan ones though, right? So that's pretty much it, man. It's a miscellaneous drawer. This drawer for right now is gonna keep a light load. I left the back blank in case I need to put the Snap-on in there, in case the hutch doesn't show up this next week. But for right now, the Snap-on's at the house. And I got just some basic diagnostic stuff in here for right now. The keys to that cart and the keys to this box. Like I said, you get the 2 USBs and a 110, and what powers this is there's another cable here. And no, it's not that short. If you look back there, it does pull out. To how far, I don't know, but it's far enough to reach that, so that works. The sockets that I'm using on a day-to-day, this is the entire GEARWRENCH set. You guys have seen this, but for now, that's how I'm gonna run with this thing. I'm leaving it just like that until I can get some organization going on in here. All right, guys, that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for the toolbox tour of the MATCO 4S. So first impressions, okay, I love the fact that as the drawer gets heavier, it tends to glide a lot better and nicer than it did when it was empty. And it's not as stiff pulling it out and pushing it in, and I think that's all gonna wear in over time. I will tell you that I was surprised at how much space it looked like I would have until I actually started putting things in it, and I had to condense things down. I'm hoping that by having the sockets organized here, that'll create a little bit more space, and there's a couple things at the house that I wouldn't mind putting back in the box, but for right now, that's the way that we're gonna have to operate. I'm looking forward to the hutch, looking forward to the adventure at the dealership. It's been over 4 years of being here at the independent shop. There's a lot of good things that I can say about this shop. The people have been absolutely amazing. I'm glad that I can call them my friends. I've had an enjoyable experience here for the most part, okay? There's been so much freedom here of being able to take pictures, to film as I wanted to. There was freedom in being able to bring your car in on the weekends and work on it. In fact, Joey was working on his daughter's engine today, and he's gonna finish it up tomorrow. So it's freedoms like that that I'm gonna miss too, being able to just come in my own time. Freedoms like this, look, I'm standing here now talking with you guys, nobody here, it's the weekend, but you know, they trust me enough to come and go as I please. So it'll be a sad day for sure. But I think the transition is going to be worth it. You know, I'm looking forward to starting some new experiences. I'm looking forward to kind of getting underneath the thumb of somebody that knows what they're doing as far as diagnostic work. They can be a teacher and a mentor to me as far as trying to learn the ins and outs of electrical troubleshooting. And I don't know, man. I'm just kind of excited about the whole thing. You know, it's gonna be interesting. I did have somebody that said, well, what happens if it didn't work out? I'm really trying not to think like that. I'm very optimistic about my future going forward with the dealership. But just to answer the question, is that if it doesn't work out, would you be coming back here? This would be your third time around. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that to them, okay? This was an enjoyable experience. I think the first time when I left, I was kind of scared out of it because I only knew the Chrysler product line at that time, and working on everything under the sun scared the absolute bejesus out of me, all right? But then when it came to feast or famine, and I needed a job, they welcomed me back, brought me back on, and I went gung-ho, man. There was no holds barred. I gave it my all while I was here and continued to do so until I'm out. But I will tell you that there was a lot of good experiences the second time go, and once I started to embrace them, things got better, okay? And I think for you guys, if you're wondering if you should make a transitional move, whether it's from the dealership to the independent or from the independent to the dealership, really kind of think about where you're at and how you can make it better before you make that decision, I would say. Okay, because the grass may not always be greener on the other side. And there was an old timer that told me, what was it? You ever think the reason why the grass is greener on the other side is because you're not there pissing all over it? Well, that was a pretty good little, metaphor that he threw out there. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, you know. But I'm trying to remain optimistic about it. I've got a good feeling about it, and I'm looking forward to seeing the other half of this toolbox complete. Hopefully we get it this week so you guys can see it before I make the transition over, and hopefully I'll get the organizers in this week before I make the transition over so I can at least do a tour of the top drawer for you, okay? Everything else the way that it is going to stay the way that it is. The only thing that's going to change about the hutch portion again is like having the Zeus and a laptop up here, maybe some coffee and whatnot. So you're really not missing much there. I'll see if I can't at least take a picture of how it looks in case it's after the fact, okay? All right, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for today's video. Look, I'm getting ready to go pick up a new member of the family. There's a little 2-year-old puppy. His name's Bruce. He's waiting for me to come pick him up. So hopefully we can make that happen. If not, maybe it'll be a Monday thing. Don't know. But I got to get rolling. See you guys later. Cheers and deuces.